Hey folks, this is Jimmy Haight with Hammer News on Super Creep TV, bringing you the news for the days of January 3rd through January 8th, 2017. I don't know what was going on this week, but I had to proverbially wade through a metric shit ton of snake news. Why are snakes in unusual places considered newsworthy? It seems to make perfect sense. They can get into unsuspecting places. They have, like, no limbs and are capable of climbing. That's the perfect recipe for snake misadventures. I'm starting to gather in my searches for news that when it's a slow news day, news agencies just resort to reporting X animal appears inside of Y, comma, totally wild. Don't worry though, none of that snake bullshit here. I mean, other than the last few sentences, I guess. Minimal snake bullshit. And you know, I'm gonna promptly forget about that, what I just said, and just report about some stupid ass bird getting stuck in someone's car engine next week. Eh, it is what it is. Anyway, on to the news. The man with no need for introduction, Charles Manson, was rushed to the emergency room with an undisclosed ailment. We don't know why, because that information is protected by law and is none of our goddamn business. We can, of course, speculate. And I, of no medical background whatsoever, can assure you he is dying of a broken heart after leaving his fiancée, Star Burton, in 2015 after finding out she only wanted him for his body. And by that, I mean corpse. Not wishing any ill will towards anybody, but if he does kick the bucket, could this be the ushering in of the flip side of the celebrity exodus that was 2016? Will 2017 see the not as loved end of the celebrity spectrum shuffling off the mortal coil? Time will tell. On a side note, can we consider him the real winner here? The man with 9 life sentences on his head and a parole hearing every half decade or so, basically just to humor him, was technically released from prison. I mean, even if it was just to be laid out in his deathbed. Hey, speaking of dirt naps, a Taiwanese politician who recently passed away had a parade in his honor. But in a strange twist, it wasn't fucking boring. 2 days before Tung Shan's funeral, he apparently came in a dream and told somebody, it's not clear who, that he wanted a funeral procession that featured Jeeps bumping loud music and topped with pole dancers. It also featured a marching band, people dressed as deities, and giant-ass puppets. Really, it's not clear if he asked for this before he died or not, but because this is my show and I can make whatever decisions I like, I'm gonna say he was most definitely dead when he asked. Mourners are quoted as saying, "Now that's what I call a funeral," and "Please die one more time." This just in from the Wall Street Journal. Americans eat 554 million Jack-in-the-Box tacos a year and nobody knows why. You fucking know why. To paraphrase poet George Santayana, history repeats the fuck out of itself. A 23-year-old man named Tupac Shakur Lawrence apparently didn't understand that people named Tupac Shakur tend to get shot and change his name as to not tempt fate. Lawrence was admitted to the ER with a non-life-threatening leg wound, the victim in a drive-by shooting. The shooter was never found. The parallels are shocking. We'd like to wish Tupac Shakur Lawrence a speedy recovery. And for a last bit of news, rehashed toys get rehashed news. Hatchimals, the spitting image of Furbies, have parents up in arms for maybe kind of cursing. Parents are upset that the Hatchimals they purchased for their kids are saying lewd things. One parent is quoted as saying, "I'm pretty sure it says fuck me." Pretty damning evidence. As long as toys have had tinny speakers and the ability to have words come out of them, parents have tried desperately to hear them make a cuss, imaginary or otherwise. In doing research for this story, I found a video of toy piano that says the musical scale when you press each key, and the parent kept hitting the fa and mi keys over and over again, and then just getting upset about it. The real startling thing, if you ask me, is that the Hatchimals seem to breathe heavily when saying the things that they say, like some person with another human's face draped upon their own like a mask is calling you up to say, "Hug me." That's it. I'm pretty stoked we've had 2 Tupac Shakur stories in as many weeks. Let's see if we can make it 3 for 3. Pretty sure he hasn't seen this much action in the headlines since the 90s. Pretty good for somebody who's been dead for 20 years, though. If you liked our video, please like and subscribe. If you got any news tips you think we'd like, go ahead and head over to our Facebook page and just message us with a link. Or you can message us at supercreeptv@gmail.com with the subject of Newsroom. We'd very much like to thank our Patreon supporter, Mary Poppins. And if you are also interested in supporting Super Creep TV, go ahead and head over to patreon.com/supercreeptv. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter as well if you have a second or two. This has been Jimmy Haight. Be sure to tip your waitress and see you next Monday.